oh, I'm going to create some value for those who have supported me. I'm going to use my position to think on the lovely things, to think on good things. See, these are where your ideas are. When all of you business owners and business people and entrepreneurs are saying, I don't know where my next great idea is, start thinking about the right things. Have you been struggling with mental flexibility in your business when it comes to making difficult decisions? Having the agility and dexterity to move through these decisions? Well, today I'm going to share with you the two sides of mental flexibility and how you can stretch and flex your business using the mental flexibility in mind. Now, a lot of times when we talk about mental flexibility, we talk about it in terms of changing your mind. I would like to propose to you that this is not the case. That when it comes to mental flexibility, that it is more about having the elasticity and the power to propel yourself from one obstacle to another. Now, in the book Think and Grow Rich by Dennis Kimbro and Napoleon Hill, the Black edition, they say that having mental flexibility is the art of being able to shift gears in the face of various circumstances without losing your self-control. Now, at this point, you may be thinking that I'm saying, so do we just totally ignore and bypass what other people or the market or our customers are asking for to get to this place of flexibility? No, of course not. What I am saying, or what they are saying, and what they are saying to you, is that instead of being stuck, that you should take into consideration what your customers' values, needs, and viewpoints are, so that you can provide feasible and effective solutions for the marketplace to navigate through these difficult decisions or moments in owning a business, because they do come. Now, when it comes to mental flexibility, I would like to take a moment to see what the Bible has to say about this topic. Now, in the Bible, I'm going to go to Philippians chapter 4, verse 7, and it reads, "And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have learned and received, which ye have both learned and received." Now come on. "And hear and seen me do also, and the peace of God shall be with you. But I rejoice in the Lord greatly now, at last your care for me hath flourished again, wherein ye were also careful, but ye lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, and so whatsoever state I am, to be content. I know how to be abased and how to abound. Everywhere in all things am I instructed to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me." Everybody loves that one. Now let's see what he's talking about. "Notwithstanding, ye have done well that ye did communicate with my affliction. Now, ye Philippians, know also that in the beginning of the gospel, when I departed from Macedonia, no church communicated with me as to concerning giving and receiving gifts, but ye only. What that is saying is, Paul is in a jail cell. Paul is writing this substance of worth and value and character and exhortation of the Philippian church while he's imprisoned. Let that sink in. Despite Paul's circumstance, he used the art of flexibility of mind to sympathize with those who he was called to serve's point of view and simultaneously provide them value and admonishment for all the great things that they had done to support him when no other people were. The guy who wrote most of the New Testament while he was chained and in a Roman prison had the flexibility of mind to encourage, to take pen to paper and to write to a church in a way that would stand the test of time. He created value. He had the flexibility of mind to think, I'm going to create some value for those who supported me. I'm going to use my position to think on the lovely things, to think on good things. See, these are where your ideas are. When all of you business owners and business people and entrepreneurs are saying, I don't know where my next great idea is, start thinking about the right things. You're not thinking about the right things. You're not thinking about those things that are good and lovely and a good report about your business and publicizing them, putting them out there in the form of content, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Etsy, Pinterest, whatever platform houses your audience. You should be expressing your thoughts of what is good, what is lovely, of what is good, of good rapport, what is pure about your business, so that you can gain and increase value in your audience and with your audience. Gain and increase value with your audience. Now, I said I was going to talk to you guys about the two sides of flexibility of mind. That is the introduction to the stretching part. Because when you're in difficult circumstances, you have to stretch mentally to think about, and sometimes it is a stretch. Like, let's be real. I'm going to be very real with you. I know that it's a stretch when you're looking for money, when the rent's due, when you need resources, when you have a lack of resources, to think about certain things that can get you to the point of overcoming, get you to the point of bypassing inertia, using and implementing elasticity and flexibility to propel yourself past this obstacle. I think of the gymnast that I was watching on the Olympics just a few weeks ago on the double bars. These young women were with elasticity and power propelling themselves from one atmosphere to another, higher and lower in rhythmic movement, using elasticity and power, stretching and flexing in a way that gave them an opportunity to reach the next bar, to adjust and come down to the lower bar, to generate enough power to vault themselves up to the upper bar. It was absolutely incredible. And all I thought about, this is what business is like. It is a graceful, artistic dance of back and forth, utilization of the stretching and the flexing of your abilities to be flexible in your mind, because the market changes and ebbs and flows. Clients change and ebbs and flow every day. Challenges in your business change, ebb and flow every day. We can utilize and see Paul's example of having the ability to flex, or I should say stretch, our ability to use mental flexibility to provide and to create more value. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to create and provide more value. Let me just check in with my notes here. Now, you may be saying, what does this have to do with business? It has everything to do with business. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to stretch. Your ability has to be able to stretch to reach new audiences, to reach old audiences and get them back as reoccurring customers. You have to be able to stretch your offers. You have to be able to stretch your content. You have to be able to stretch your ability to serve and provide value on different levels to generate more income, because that is the goal as business owners in America, to generate more income and to make yourself more findable on the platforms where your customers are so that you can generate that income. So I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to take an example or a case study from a major business done by Derral Eves. He's the founder and author of The YouTube Formula, and it is a great book for any business owner or creator who is looking to understand YouTube better on a whole nother level. He understands the YouTube atmosphere, the YouTubosphere, in a way that nobody in this world probably does. Check the book out, free plug. Now, back to it, he talks about in his book, The YouTube Formula, about how YouTube started as a dating app, or a dating website. Apps weren't even invented yet. So it started as a dating app, and they were offering women $20 in a reasonable way to post videos of themselves or to post videos of the dates that they went on. Nobody bid. But what they did see is that people who were using the app were using it to upload fun and funny videos that they wanted to share with their friends, family, and just retain the memories. They capitalized, they were flexible enough to stretch their business model in a new direction. They stretched it to the direction of hosting video content that now anybody can be the director, producer, or filmer of their own life, or videographer, I should say, of their own life, their own ideas, their own business, their own passions, and it blew up. Today, YouTube has an annual salary that, sings to the tune of billions with a B. Not millions, but billions with a B. Let that sink in. The content that they house has generated tons of financial freedom. And these businesses and channel owners choose to house their platform and their business with YouTube, and YouTube pays them to do that. That's how much they flex their business model from being a dating site that was willing to pay women $20 to upload videos to gain traction, to paying out millions of dollars in ad share revenue to its creators. Now that's stretching. That is identifying and sympathizing with your market's viewpoints and needs and understanding them which is the other part of flexibility that Dennis Kimbro and Napoleon Hill highlight. They highlight that you have to have flexibility as the ability and personality trait that allows you to understand and sympathize with another's point of view. They saw that it was not working. People did not want to pay $20 to post videos, but they did want to post videos on the site of things that they wanted to post for free. And then YouTube stretched to accommodate the model of their business base or their clients or their target audience. They found a new target audience. They identified a new target audience. They had the mental flexibility to become and know that they could be aware to and became aware to this new target audience. I'm trying to help you. Okay, now, as we talk about the stretching, the uncomfortable part, the identifying, the paying attention to the data, the analytics, the implementation of new ideas, the creation of new ideas, the awareness that you need new ideas because what you're doing isn't working. It's not getting you over the obstacle. It's not moving you past inertia. It is not creating elasticity that is used in the form of power that can propel you past your obstacles. So you have to stretch. Okay, you get it. Now, you're like, well, Dylan, when does the flexing come into play? Because everybody loves to flex. You go to the gym, you see guys in the mirror, girls in the mirror flexing, everybody posting, they getting their flex on. So what is flexing in business? Let's look to the Bible for the answer of where and how we flex in business. We're going to go over to 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, and it says it simply here. It says, "For God have not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." Now, what does that have to do with flexing? What is not having a spirit of fear, having power, having love, and having a sound mind? What does that have to do? How does that correlate to flexing or having a mental ability to have flexibility in your mind, decisions, your responses? How does that relate to business? Well, see, look, if you look at the Bible in a different way, you will see it as a blueprint for businesses, business owners, and all the different problems that you have in your business. So let's break this down. First, it says, God have not given us a spirit of fear. So number one, in the marketplace, you should not move in fear. When you're approaching your customers, you should be moving boldly and courageously. When you're implementing the various things that you noticed while you were stretching your business, you shouldn't be afraid to make the changes. You shouldn't be afraid to implement the new ideas. Because these new implementations of ideas and changes are going to be the direct result of you stretching your business. So the direct opposite result is that it's going to flex your business when people see that you're creating an atmosphere in a space that's more welcoming for them to buy because you've adjusted to the marketplace and created new offers, ideas, and products and services that could be utilized by your client base. It is purely that simple. So let's move on. How does power have to do with your business? Well, number one, you have to move in power. You have to speak and embody a certain level of power. I don't like to say to command attention, because you're not the boss of anybody except yourself, and you need to command yourself to engage with your marketplace with the power that God has ordained you to have. It is simple. Sometimes, have you ever seen a salesman or a business owner or maybe even a Girl Scout, and they're timidly offering whatever they're selling, and their parent or their mentor or their boss or their trainer saying, look at the person, make eye contact, tell them what you're selling, ask them, do they want to buy it? Take their money as they're handing it to you. These are all things that it may seem obvious, but I'm sure some of you have had difficulty expressing and sharing what you're selling to your audience with power, with confidence. You have to embody confidence. The power that the Lord is talking about, the Bible is talking about, is having confidence. Power that He's with you and that you can do what it just said in Philippians chapter 14, which is I can do all things through, or verse 14, chapter 4, which is I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Now you tell me that's not a blueprint to flex your business if you would implement it. See, principles don't care if you're white, Black, Christian, Jew, New Age, old school, Gen Z, Gen X. They don't care. They just care that they are implemented properly, because God, as Myron Golden says, it is God's automation. I'm saying that it's God's automation, and you ought to, and you better use it or lose it, because you're going to get stuck in the habit of having a lack of flexibility, and that leads to demobilization. And that's not a place in business or in life you want to be. You do not want to be decrepit in business. You do not want to be decrepit physically. You do not want to be decrepit mentally. So utilize your ability to stretch your business so that you have the opportunity to flex your business. In power, fearlessly, oh yeah, and with love. What is love? It's passion. Talk like you enjoy what you're doing, like you love who you're serving. Create like you're creating for those who you aim to serve and to sell to. Create like you love them so much that you cannot stand inside of yourself to put out a bad product, to put out a bad service, to put out a bad offer, to put out bad content. Now, that does not mean that your content will be perfect when you first start putting it out. That doesn't mean that your product's going to be perfect just because you put it out and it's done. That means that you go back and forth, like I was talking about earlier, going from bar to bar, from stretching to flexing, to seeing and analyzing the market, to adjusting to it and creating new offers and presenting them to your market. That is what you do. Do it in a way that exudes love and passion for what you do and your audience. Now, finally, the Bible says you must have a soundness of mind. Now, this is one of the biggest points of this. We're talking about having the flexibility of mind, but that starts with having, well, I'll put it like this. It starts and ends with having a game plan. It starts with you having a game plan that you're going after, and it ends with you having a game plan that you're willing to adjust to have, that you're willing to adjust to meet the needs of the marketplace and the circumstances that you're facing and that they're facing, and the solutions that you are wanting and willing to implement to solve their problems. Yeah, it's that simple. You have to, what? Be fearless. Use your power. express love and passion in your marketplace, and have a game plan. Have a sound mind. Know which direction you're going to go. Deviate if necessary, but know which direction you're going to go. Even if you're deviating and readjusting and stretching, you know what the ultimate end goal of your product, service, offer is: to serve your customer at a higher level of value. Myron Golden talks about the 4 levels of value all the time. He says there's implementation, seen in Genesis. We see there's unification. We see there's communication. And then we see that there's imagination and creation. God showed us all of these gifts, all of these tools, gave us the tool set to use so that we could implement videos, that we could implement opportunities, that we could implement changes in our business, that we will be willing to implement, unify, and use our skills of communication, and then create and imagine on a higher level. If you take all these things into conjunction, I will guarantee you that you will definitely see a large improvement in your ability to be flexible in your business. The ability to have the flexibility of mind, to flex your ability to be flexible mentally in your business as you encounter different obstacles that you're looking to overcome. Now, that's all that I have for you today. As always, I want to remind you to be blessed by the best, that you're not alone. And I'm Dylan Evans, and I'll see you in our next video.